Hey, Future Cash family, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, Future Cash is all about finding real online income opportunities and side hustles. Since the channel is still growing, I'd really appreciate your support. Drop a like, subscribe, and leave a comment below because it helps the channel reach more people.
So most people have no idea this exists, but by the end of this explainer, you'll understand exactly how playlist owners are turning attention into income. Seriously, how do you make money on Spotify without making music, recording a single song, or having any fame whatsoever? We're going to break it all down. And make sure you stick around until the very end because the final monetization method we're going to cover is, without a doubt, the most profitable.
All right, we've got a packed roadmap today. We're covering playlist curation, finding the right niche, building with AI, TikTok growth, your initial income, and finally scaling up. Let's get right into it.
Section 1. Playlist curation. Okay, let's uncover the massive hidden industry demand that makes this whole entire system work. Here's how the industry actually operates behind the scenes. Every single day, thousands of smaller, independent artists upload brand new songs to Spotify. And you know what their absolute biggest struggle is? Getting those tracks in front of actual human ears. These artists desperately need listeners, and they are more than willing to pay for a spot on a high-quality playlist. By building an audience, you basically step in as the curator. You become this highly valued middleman, connecting eager artists right to their new fans. Moving right along to Section 2, finding the right niche. Because just throwing a bunch of random songs together is a total waste of time. Think about the huge psychological difference between a weak idea and a strong idea. Calling a playlist something like sad breakup songs or chill vibes is just way too generic. Nobody is searching for a stranger's basic chill playlist. But a title like We Never Dated But It Still Hurt? Wow, that is a hyper-specific, deeply emotional situation. It makes someone immediately stop and think, oh my gosh, that is literally me right now. And that instant, powerful emotional connection is exactly what drives massive clicks.
There are so many amazing emotional themes you can tap into. Things like late-night drive, gym motivation, study-focused music, or summer vibes. These target highly specific moments and feelings rather than broad, boring musical genres. But here's where most beginners make a mistake.
Section 3. Building with AI. Don't skip this section, because trying to do this the old-fashioned way will take you forever. We're going to use the Playlist AI integration right inside ChatGPT to completely eliminate all that tedious manual searching. The crucial trick here is giving the AI a highly specific emotional direction, not just some vague prompt. You don't just say, make me a sad playlist. Instead, you give it a prompt exactly like this. Create a 50-track playlist based on this emotional theme. We never dated, but it still hurt, capturing the grief of unrequited feelings. Giving it that exact context guarantees a phenomenal track selection. Now, this is the part most YouTube explainers never explain. Your playlist needs to have exactly 50 to 100 tracks. Any fewer, people bounce. Any more, they get overwhelmed. You also need a super strong aesthetic cover image. Keep it simple, no cluttered text. And listen to this, your first 5 songs must be absolute bangers. They act like a movie trailer that hooks them for the rest of the playlist. Oh, and always, always listen and manually verify the AI's choices just to make sure the vibe is completely flawless. You also have to use a very specific title formula. You absolutely must combine searchable SEO keywords with an emotional hook. So, using something like sad indie songs tells the Spotify algorithm what the music is, while the We Never Dated But It Still Hurt part gives the playlist that magnetic personality to grab the listener. And in a moment, I'll show you how people actually get listeners without spending money. Let's jump into Section 4, TikTok growth. This is the absolute best traffic engine available to us right now.
Stay with me because the next step changes everything. TikTok is genuinely the fastest way to blow up a Spotify playlist from scratch today, and so many creators completely overlook it. This dead simple, zero-cost traffic strategy just requires 3 consistent things. First, screen record the playlist directly on your phone. Second, play one incredibly strong song from the playlist in the background. And third, add an emotional text hook over the clip. Boom, done.
So what should that text hook actually say? Well, instead of begging people with a boring, hey, go check out my playlist, use hooks like, when the situationship ended, but you still think about them. Do you see what that does? It makes the viewer feel deeply personally understood. They don't feel like they're being sold to, they feel like you're reading their mind. So they instantly hop over to Spotify and save your playlist.
Section 5. Initial income. Pay close attention here, because once you hit 1,000 real followers using that exact TikTok strategy, everything shifts.
Hitting that 1,000 follower milestone unlocks your very first stream of actual, tangible income. You can officially join legitimate networks like Playlist Push, Submit Hub, Groover, and Daily Playlists. These are real platforms where artists literally pay a fee, and curators, like you, are paid to review their submitted tracks and decide if they fit your playlist.
Just take a second and think about this number. On platforms like Playlist Push, you can get paid up to $15 just for listening to a single song and giving some brief, honest feedback. Let me say that again. $15 just for reviewing one single song.
Do the math on that. Reviewing just 8 songs can realistically pull in $120 a day. Now, you got to keep your expectations realistic when you're just starting out, but man, that is a phenomenal side income. Most people stop here, but the next strategy is where things get really interesting.
Welcome to Section 6, Scaling Up. This is for when you cross that 5,000 follower mark and completely cut out the middleman.
Think about the scaling potential here. With standard platform reviews at 1,000 followers, you're making about $15 a song, which is awesome. But once you hit 5,000 followers, you unlock highly lucrative direct artist sponsorships. You can easily charge anywhere from $50 to well over $500 per placement. And because you are dealing directly with the artist, you keep 100% of the profits.
To truly scale this, you go way beyond just one playlist. You build an entire network of multiple emotional playlists. You negotiate those direct artist deals, you secure sponsored placements, and ultimately, you start treating every single playlist in your network as its own highly profitable digital asset. And this brings us to one absolute truth to wrap things up. The people making money with this method aren't necessarily smarter. They simply started earlier and stayed consistent. They kept posting those TikTok hooks day after day until they found the exact emotional angle that exploded with their audience. It's just consistency over luck every single time.
So, I've got to ask, will you be giving this $0 side hustle a shot? If you found value in this explainer, hit the like button, subscribe to Future Cash, and let me know in the comments whether you'd try this method yourself. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next Future Cash explainer.